Hello, good morning, all of you. Today, in this video, we are going to do the novel A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, retold by Jenny Duley. Chapter number 6, Charles and Lucy Marin. In the last chapter, chapter number 5, we have read about how Marcus has run down a child in his carriage and how his father, the a dead child's father want to take the revenge for Marcus, and how Defarge helped that Gasper. In this chapter, chapter number 6, we are going to learn about about the marriage of the Charles and Lucy. Let's start. Charles and Lucy married. It was midnight when Defarge entered his cafe in Saint Anthony. Now Defarge has returned back from there, and he came in his cafe. He was with the workman, the same person who had seen the man hanging on the Marcus carriage. And here, he returned with one person who has seen the same man who was hanging with the Marcus carriage. Both he and Defarge were covered in dust. Ma'am Defarge was, as usual, silent and knitting behind the counter. Now, both were covered in the dust, and Ma'am Defarge was, as usual, knitting. Here, knitting symbolizes that she is knitting and planning and plotting something behind. She has some secrets with her, and always she is knitting to show that she is planning and plotting something. Good day, my wife. I have come a long distance with this workman called Jacques. Now, Defarge is saying wishes to her wife, and he is saying that they have crossed a long distance and with the workman called Jacques. Now, here is a Jacques group who was against the aristocratic families, or we called the uh, those who have the on a higher position, like also the Marcus family. This group is against the aristocratic families, those who ruled over that time. They sat down at a table and had a meal. Both had a meal. When they had finished, Defarge got up and turned to his guest. Now, when they finished their meal, after that they returned back to their guest. Are you ready? Shall I show you the room I told you about? Now he treated all the guests and told them that he want to show something to them. Yes, thank you. And they were saying yes, they want. They went out past the dirty courtyard and up the tiled stair. Now the Defarge taken all the guests and the workmen to the dirty courtyard, up the tiled stairs to the fifth floor, where Mr. Lorry and Lucy had found Dr. Manette, the same room where Dr. Manette spent his time some 6 years earlier, but no white-haired man was there now because he was free from their Dr. Manette, and he was taken by his daughter. Now his presence was not there, so they found no hair man was there. Only three men who had been in the cafe earlier. Only the guest of the Mr. Defarge. The three men were there. They met in secrecy. They have the secret behind their meeting, all taking the name of the common man. Common man, the revolutionary Jacques. I told you that this group is against the aristocratic families. They are revolting against the higher families. Defarge made the introduction. Now Defarge give the introduction to others. Jacques 1, Jacques 2, Jacques 3, Jacques 4. Now they have because they have the group, so they have their common name. So they called them Jacques 1, Jacques 2, Jacques 3. Jacques 4. Here Jacques 4 is Defarge. Introduce you to Jacques 5. The workman is Jacques 5. He will tell you all. Now, The workmen will tell all the story to all these jackals. Jackass 5 told them how the Marcus had run over a child with his carriage and how the father Gaspard had jumped onto the back of the carriage and rode nearly all the way to the Marcus Chatty. Chatty means castle. And he told about Jackass 5 told about how Marcus has run over a child in his carriage very brutally, and how the father had jumped onto the back of the carriage and he followed the Marcus up to his castle. Well, after the Marcus' death, they searched for Gaspard for 9 months. Now the authorities, or now the Marcus, will search Gaspard for the 9 months until they finally caught him. Now the after the 9 months, they finally caught the Gaspard. I saw him chain being pulled along by a group of soldiers. Now he was caught by the soldiers and he was put in a chains. His face was bleeding, and he here is a group of the Jackass. Jackass 1, Jackass 2, Jackass 3, Jackass 4, and Jackass 5 in the cafe. Could hardly walk, and his face was bleeding, and he could hardly walk. Then they put him in the metal cage in the village. Now he put him in the jail in the village. Some said he was not going to be executed. Executed means sentenced to death. That his cafe had been put before, that his case had been put before the king. Now there was saying that his case was put before the king. He will tell the decision. The petition to the king. Petition means a formal written request to the king's. The petition to the king said that he had acted in a state of madness because of the death of his child. Now, those who are in favor of the Gaspard, and they filed the petition, the request, a written request to the king, and they said that he acted in the state of madness because his child was dead. It was Jacques IV here who risked his life to give the petition. This petition was filed, this written request was filed by the Jacques. He just risked his life to give the petition to the king, said Jacques I. Jacques II and Jacques III nodded, and Jacques V continued. Now Jacques V continued to told the story. Others said he would have his right hand, the hand that held the knife, cut off. Then he would be killed. Well, it was done, said Defarge. Gaspard was hanged by the neck and left there until he rotted. Rotted means to be dead. Now Gaspard was hanged by the neck, and he was rotted. He was just dead there. There was a dark silence for a moment because these Jackass group is in favor of the common people, so they are very angry on the death of the Gaspard, and they want to take the revenge from the aristocratic families or the higher authorities. And Defarge is saying that it is done. Gaspard, there was a what do you say, Jacques? Said Jacques one to Defarge. The Marcus family and all his race will die. Now, the Jacques group, now the Defarge is saying to other Jacques that the Marcus family, because Marcus belongs to the aristocratic family, so Marcus and all his race, means all the members of the Marcus family will die. Every last one of them killed, exterminated. Exterminated means destroyed completely, and they want to destroy each and every member from the Marcus group. That same day, at Defarge was presenting his paper to the authorities in order to enter the central district of Paris. Now, on the same day, Defarge was presenting his paper because when they want to cross the countries, they have to show the papers, just like the passport. So he was showing his paper to enter into the central district of Paris. He had some private word with one of the policemen, an old friend, and he had a private talk with his old friend who was a policeman. The policeman told him about a spy. Spy means here watch something secretly. who had been sent to Saint Anthony. And the policeman gave him the information that one spy has entered into the Saint Anthony to find out what was happening there. Uh, the authorities were nervous about the rumor. Rumored means जिसे हम बोल देते हैं अफवाह, anger against the king. Now the authorities will nervous because they have heard about that the common people are against the king, and they want to know what is going in the Saint Anthony. So they sent a spy over there and wanted to put down any unrest before it got out of control, and they want to stop all these things. Otherwise Before it got out of control. Defarge later gave a full description of the spy to his wife. Now, because he had the information from his old friend, the policeman, he has given all the information about the spy. Now, the Defarge disclosed all the description of the spy to his wife. His name is Bassett. Here is the description of the spy. His name is Bassett, John Bassett, English. He was an Englishman, 40 years of age, 5 foot 9, with black hair and dark skin. Here is a full description of the John Bassett. He has a long nose and face and close set eyes. Close set eyes means the eyes that are very close to the nose. Later that day, when Therese Defarge was on her own in the cafe, Bassett entered. Later, because Defarge has given all the description of the spy to his wife, and later that day, when Ma'am Defarge was in his cafe, that Bassett entered, that spy was entered, sat down and ordered something to drink. And he ordered something to drink in the cafe to Ma'am Defarge. She recognized him at once. Now she has recognized that spy at once because her husband has given all the description of that spy and put a rose on her headdress. Now she put a rose. Now she has put a rose on her head. When the customer saw that, all but one slowly got up and left. Now that is a symbol to the other customer that they have to leave the cafe at once when she just put a rose on her headdress. Now all of them left from the cafe. Barsad sat watching Mam Defarge knitting violently. And Barsad noticed that Ma'am Defarge was knitting very violently, very aggressively, and tried to start a conversation. And she wanted to talk with the Barsad. And she's saying business is bad. Bassett was saying that business is bad because he wanted to talk to Ma'am Defarge. Ma'am Defarge did not lift her head from her knitting, and she do not show anything to John Bassett. The people are poor. Now again, he told that people are poor in this country. Head from her knitting. Ma'am Defarge did not show any movement to John Bassett, and she didn't show anything to John Bassett. The people are poor. Now John Bassett wanted to have the conversation with Ma'am Defarge, so he was again and again speaking some words. Ah, the miserable people, oppressed as you say. Now John Bassett is saying the people are very poor, miserable, and they are very suppressed, as you say, corrected Ma'am Defarge, because she has not spoken any word to John Bassett. So she corrected John Bassett, as you say. Pardon me? Yes, it was. But you think so too, no doubt. And he is saying, sorry, excuse me. Yes, it was. It is true. And you also think the same. I do not think. And Ma'am Defarge is saying that she do not think anything. My husband and I are too busy to think. And she is showing that they both couple are very busy and they do not have time to think anything. The people of Saint Antonio are up in arm about the death of poor Gaspard. Now John Bassett again want to talk to Ma'am Defarge, want to collect any information that he could. And he was saying that the people of Saint Anthony are in favor of the death of the poor guest. Here is my husband, Ma'am Defarge is saying. Here is my husband. As the keeper of the shop entered, now the uh, Mr. Defarge entered in his shop. The spy saluted him by touching his hat and smiling. Now, John Bassett greeted Mr. Defarge by touching his hat and smiling. Good day, Jackus. Now, he addresses him as a Jackus because nobody knows that in this country they have the group called Jackus. Now he was addressing him by Jackus. You mistaken me for another monsieur. Now he is now the Mr. Defarge is telling to John Bassett that he mistaken for another monsieur. That is not my name. I am Ernest Defarge, and he's corrected John Bassett that his name was Ernest Defarge. It is all the same. Good day. I was saying to madam when you entered that they tell me there is much sympathy and anger in Saint Anthony because of the unhappy fate of poor Gaspar. And again, George Bassett is saying that it is the same that either he called them Jackus or Ernest Defarge. And he's saying good day, and he was telling to Mr. Defarge that he had a conversation with ma'am, and he was telling that the people have much sympathy with the father, the poor Gaspard, and anger against the authorities. I know nothing of it, said Defarge, and passed behind the counter. And the Defarge was saying he know nothing. He do not know anything, and he just passed behind the counter. But Bassett was determined to collect any crumbs of information he could, and Bassett wanted to collect any information that he could. Now that I have met you, Mr. Defarge, I recall that I have met a Dr. Manet and his doctor in England. Now, he told that they both met earlier, and he met Dr. Manet and his daughter, Lucy Manet, in England. I have heard how you helped him get there. Now he is telling to Mr. Defarge, he knows, John Bassett knows how he helped Dr. Manet and his daughter to get out of this country. That is so, said Defarge, putting some glasses on a shelf. And Defarge was setting some glasses on the shelf and he was saying, that is so. You don't hear much about them now. Now, John Bassett is saying that you haven't heard more about them. Ma'am Defarge struck in, looking up from her work. Now, Ma'am Defarge was struck and she looking from her work because she was knitting there. Uh, Actually, we never hear about them. We received news of their safe arrival. And Ma'am Defarge is saying only they have heard about their safe arrival. After that, they do not have any news about the Dr. Manet and his daughter. The daughter is going to marry. John Bassett now here told that the daughter is going to marry, going to, and that is the expression of Ma'am Defarge. She was pretty enough to marry years ago. You English are so cold. She is saying, Ma'am Defarge is saying she is so pretty that she has to marry earlier. You English are so cold. Now here she is saying that the Englishmen are so cold. Oh, you know I am English. John Bassett is saying that he is asking from the Ma'am Defarge that you know that I am English. Your accent betrays you. Betrays होता है that धोखा देना, that betrays you, monsieur. And she is saying your accent, by your language she knows that he is English. He was annoyed that he had not passed for a Frenchman, but Shrugged here is raise one's shoulder slightly, and he raised his shoulder slightly, it off with a laugh and continued. Now he has a smile and he continued, yes, Miss Manette is going to marry the Marcus' nephew, a certain Charles Darnay. Now he told Ma'am Defarge that certainly he is going to marry the Marcus' nephew, Charles Darnay. Ma'am Defarge is knitting steadily. Steadily means in a regular way she is knitting each stitch another name in the long list of doomed. They are doomed to be die or destroyed. Now I told you that Ma'am Defarge always knitting. It is the symbol is that she is planning and plotting something. Now she writes the name with the knitting who wanted to be who just die or destroy. But the news struck her husband. But Mr. Defarge was shocked after hearing this news, however hard he tried to hide it. He was troubled and his hands were trembling. Now he knows that Lucy was in a trouble. Now his hands were trembling. The spy noticed, of course, and having made this one hit, paid his bill and bid the owner farewell. Now the spy noticed that his hands were trembling, shaking, and he noticed everything. Now he paid the bill and told, and bid means to say goodbye of the honor and take the farewell. When Bassett had left, Defarge turned to his wife. When John left the cafe, now Defarge turned to his wife. I hope this Charles Darnay does not come back to France. And here he told his wife that I think Charles does not have, have to come to back to France, otherwise he will be in a trouble. Ma'am Defarge made another violent note in her knitting. Again, he knit very violently, very aggressively. What will be, will be. If the doctor daughter is to be a widow, so be it. Now, because Charles belongs to the Marcus family and the Jacques group take a oath that the Marcus family, each and every member of the Marcus family is going to be dead. So here Ma'am Defarge is saying that if Manette daughter wants to be a widow, so let it be. In London, Lucy had decided to spend the evening before her wedding to Charles Darnay with her father. Now, here it started, the marriage of Charles and Lucy had started. Now, before their marriage, she wanted to spend that time with her father. Are you happy, my dear father? Now she is asking from her father that whether he is happy. Quite, my child. Now he is saying quite, yes, he was happy. But Lucy could tell that her father was concerned. Now she knows that her father was concerned about the marriage, about the separation of each other. Father, you know that if I had not fallen in love with Charles, I would stay with you forever. Now she is consoling her father. If she does not fallen in love with the Charles, otherwise she will be stayed at home with her father. If it were not Charles, it would be someone else. And Manet is saying, if it's not Charles, then it would be someone else. Father, tell me one last time that you do not mind. Now Lucy is very concerned about the health of his father and about the emotions of his father. So she is asking again and again, please tell me the last time that you do not mind that she is going to marry. I would not want you to give up love for my sake. He's saying that he would not mind and he wanted to give all the love to his daughter. Lucy held her father's hand and they looked up into the night sky. Now Lucy held his father's hand and they looked up the sky where the moon was shining brightly, and the moon was shining brightly there. I used to look at the moon from my prison cell and wonder whether I had a child and if I would ever see it. Now, Manet was when they were seeing the moon. That time, Manet talked to his daughter that he used to see that moon from the prison cell. And that time he was in a wonder that whether he has a child or not, or he would be able to see that child. It was the first time her father had talked about his prison days. It is the first time that Manet had talked to anyone about the prison days. She came close to him and kissed him on the cheek. Now Lucy came to her father, and she kissed on the cheek of her father. It was a bright sunny day as Mr. Lorry and Miss Pross waited in a little house in Soho. It was a very bright day, and they both, Mr. Lorry and Miss Pross, waited in a little house or Soho in the house of Dr. Merrick. When Lucy entered the living room, Mr. Lorry looked at the bride admiringly, means very lovingly. Mr. Lorry looked Lucy Manet with a very loving way. And so, my sweet Lucy, it was for this that I brought you across the channel from France. Lord bless me. Miss Pross and Miss Pross, because it is the time of the separation of the uh, bride and the other people, and Miss Pross has brought up Lucy just like her own daughter, and here is a motherly relation with Lucy. There is no need to cry. Now Miss Pross started to cry because here is the time of the separation. I'm not crying, you are, said Miss Pross. Now Miss Pross is saying, I'm not crying, you are, because both the daughter and Miss Pross both were started crying, wiping away the tear. Now both clean the tears. I, Miss Pross, you were just now, I saw you, but I must admit I have cried my eyes out these last few days. And Miss Pross is saying that she was not crying at that time, but she has not cried this time, but she has cried many days before, when the bride and groom had left on their honeymoon. Now their marriage has completed, and they both had left the country for their honeymoon to Scotland. Dr. Manet fell into a deep depression. Again, the same stage of Dr. Manet came when he was in a prison. He was in a deep depression. Mr. Lorry came round to see his old friend, and one day Mr. Lorry came to see his old friend Dr. Manet and found him sitting at the bench working on a young lady's walking shoes. Now he was finding out Dr. Manet in the same condition that he was in a prison, making the walking shoes of the young ladies. The old man does not even look up because Dr. Manet was in a state of depression. He again returned back to his prison days. He do not looked up when Mr. Lorry came into the bedroom. Dr. Manet, look at me. You know me now. Mr. Lorry is saying to Dr. Manet, look at me, and you know me, my dear friend. This is not your proper occupation. It's not the occupation of Dr. Manet, because he was a doctor by profession. Think again. Now he was again telling his friend to come back from his depression, to come back to the real life. It is not his occupation. His occupation was of doctor. That's all in this video. Next chapter we will learn in the next video. Thank you, students, so much.